Sunder. I am Principal Architect, Founder and Managing Director of 4Dimensions Retail Design. We are an experience design agency based out of Bangalore and a 24-year-old organization where we work not only in India, we work pan-India, work with around 47 brands, and apart from India, we are also working with 6 other countries, also. So I also have my colleague and Head of Strategy and Development, Mr. Surender, who's been a part of our organization last 10 years. So today I would like to take you across our learnings working with various brands as well as a lot of regional retailers of what we have experienced as a part of our design journey. So to begin with, we believe that the journey, what we create for customers, it has to be as good and as interesting as the destination itself. So as part of this, so we will also delve into what customers today want. So customers today want choice, all of us know this. They also are completely connected today. Online has made the world a very small place. So what happens across the globe, you come to know instantly. And people want to showcase their culture. So people are proud, the consumers or the customers are proud to showcase their culture. And in whatever they do, whether they do it can be a shopping or it can be anything else. Experience plays a very important and a vital role today. And finally, the young generation is also very responsible towards the planet and towards our ecosystem. The awareness has increased manifold times. So these are the ones which are the basic premise around which we start working on any project. So I would like to take a couple of examples of our projects on how we try to create experiences as a part of the customer journey. So the first one is design augmented with technology. So this is a project called Raya. Raya is a regional retailer based out of Pune from the Jai Hind group, the part of the Jai Hind group. And we have done this store for them in Indore. So we created a new retail identity for them. So here what we did is, apart from just augmenting the overall look and feel of the brand and also making it much more relevant to the young customer. So when we did a study of the brand, we realized that 56% of the customers who are shopping with them currently are below the age of 35. So obviously they are much more technologically evolved and more relevant to the new way of experience. So we integrated a lot of, apart from, as I told you, evolving the overall look and feel, we also integrated a lot of technology touch points as a part of the customer journey. So that the experience is not just about shopping, it is also about integrating with the brand and understanding the various aspects or various offerings the brand can provide. So here, for example, this is the overall look of the store. I'll just quickly take you through. And so the store is broken into 2 floors. Basically, we have a ground floor and the first floor. So what we try to create is, when we were also talking with the brand as a part of our interaction, we realized that every 3 to 4 months, he not only sells his products through his own stores and Jai Hind stores as well as Raya own stores, but also through multiple multi-brand retailers. So what he does is that every 3-4 months, when a new product category is to be launched, he invites all his B2B customers in a small hotel or whatever hotel, and he has a fashion show and all that, and then tries to showcase his new products, and the bookings are done as a part of that. So what we suggested is that why don't you include that experience, which will also add a lot of value to the store also as a part of the store. So what we did was, as a part of the overall planning and zoning, we created a huge screen at the rear end of the store, just opposite to the main entrance, and at the point where the staircase leads them to the first floor. So this ground floor space doubles up as what you see here. The ground floor space doubles up as a presentation space whenever you want it. So what happens is, along the counters, there are already chairs. So you turn around the chairs, and the central courtyard, all the furniture is moved out, okay, for the evening. And the trial rooms which are already there in the ground floor, that adds up as the green rooms to change. And the digital screen becomes the background. So he has a close group of about 40 to 50 business B2B customers who normally come for this event. So they are all a part of the event, that as a part of the store itself. So whether tagging it online, sharing videos online through social media, all that happens through the store itself. So the popularity of, because multiple people keep tagging that event, the popularity of the store also becomes better. So more visible to the target customers. So this way what we are trying to do is not just understand the brand, overall improve the look and feel of the store, but we also try to make it much more relevant to the young customer who is the end of the day going to come and shop in the store. So this is one particular technology aspect what we try to integrate as a part of the store. The second part is memory mirror, which we integrated in the first floor. This is the lounge or the premium area where families can come together and shop. So the trial rooms. Yeah, so there's one particular aspect again I would want to showcase here is that normally when you go to either Manyavar or any other similar kind of brand, when you go together with your family for a wedding shopping, you have, how do you compare when the bridegroom is wearing the dresses or the garments, how do you compare? So normally the family stands with the phone, takes multiple pictures, and at the end of it they kind of swipe it and try to understand which is the best suited. It's a very simple problem. What we did was we created this platform, and we have a camera which drops down from the roof. Okay, in the normal times the camera is not there, but it drops down from the roof and it automatically clicks pictures every time through a remote control. It clicks pictures and it is put next to each other on a large screen. So the family, and it's a very simple technology, very no nonsense technology what we try to integrate, and end of it on a large screen you can see the comparison of the various dresses what the bridegroom has worn. So what happens with this is selection process becomes much faster, and you don't have to even worry about, they can sit together in the lounge, look at the screen and then decide which is the one which best suits to the thing. So the turnaround time also becomes much faster. It's a simple problem, but with use of technology as it has been solved to ensure that the overall process is a much more smoother one. So there's another project. This is AIS glass, Ashai India Float glass. We have designed their experience centers in Bangalore and Delhi, and we've also won the National Gold Award for this project. Again here, the challenge was how to create a customer journey and an experience which is much more purposeful. Basically, AIS has multiple, so they also have aluminum windows, they have UPVC windows, they have glass as a part of their solution. So the challenge was, normally you would have gone to say Fenesta or any other brand where they are selling this UPVC or any other window systems. Normally what happens is you have a particular window system, the salient features of the windows are explained through a small write-up against that particular product. But nobody is trying to showcase how actually effectively it could work. So what we try to integrate is, one is trying to give a brief about the brand and the product, which happens in the brand experience area, that is in the beginning of the journey. Post that, the entire experience center is divided into various aspects. We have created simulated balconies, simulated areas and zones within the store to ensure that it simulates various parts of your home. So it can be a living room of your home, it can be a bedroom of your home. So there's an artificial or a simulated experience what we are trying to create in that. And one is trying to get information through QR code. That is a very common thing. So any information you want or any catalog you want to download about a particular product, you can scan, it lead to their website, and you put in your name and email ID, you can download the catalog immediately. Apart from that also, there are different aspects. They have window systems and door systems, which are like, for example, sound resistant, or I can say it cut down the sound to a large extent. For example, today the average sound level in a city like Bangalore or Mumbai or any other city is close to about 140 decibels with the traffic and many other things adding on to it. So what we did was we had a balcony with a simulated sound of the city sound simulated in the balcony, and with a decibel meter of 140 or whatever is the standard which is available, data is available online. And once you close the door and you come inside, there is another decibel meter and a reader which will showcase you how much it is cutting down. Okay, so it's a live experience for a customer. So you actually go into the simulated balcony, you see what is the decibel levels, and once you close the door of your balcony and come inside, there's another reading which will show you what. And again, if you look at it, the overall cost of this technology is not more than 30,000-40,000 rupees. But a very simple investment actually increases the overall experience of the customer. Similarly, cutting of heat. Heat is another big challenge today. All of us know the temperatures of all our cities are increasing dramatically. So a lot of people are going for, especially when you are having large windows in apartments and your homes, which is a trend today because of design, you also allow a lot of heat to come into the space. So they have specialized window systems where cuts down the heat by almost 10 degrees. So again, what we have done is we have done a similar thing. We have tried to simulate, we have another balcony where the heat of a particular city, say for example, if it is Mumbai, we try to get the average heat in the summer and try to simulate that particular heat through radiators. And then there is, within the air conditioned space, what is the heat, and you can automatically know what is the heat cut off by the system. So those kind of things, a lot of aspects or the salient features of the products are done through very, very simple, integrating simple technologies as a part of the overall experience. This is something of waterproofing and rainproofing. Again, we have a simulation for that. So every aspect, whatever they had to explain to the customer, we try to create a simulation. So a courtyard is created. So as I told you, within the enclosed space, we have tried to create multiple spaces to create the overall feel of being a part of a house itself. So like what I was trying to tell you, if you want information on a particular product, the basic system of having a QR and understanding and reading the product, technical aspects of the product is there. And finally, after all this, when the customer is finished his journey, you come to the interaction table or the where you can also experience, if you have the drawing, AutoCAD drawing of your house, if you as a customer has brought the AutoCAD drawing of your house, they can try to integrate their product in the drawing, and you have a VR experience also. So really in real time, you can actually see how these windows will look in your space. Okay, so that's the finale of this entire experience, and then they interact and select the final products as well. And there are other aspects when you're talking about DGU glass or toughened glass or any other kind of glass. They have almost about 40 types of glasses what they offer as a part of their product line, and you can actually do live experience of trying to break the glass. So all those kind of live examples or live demonstrations are part of the experience. So it's a very engaging and connected experience rather than just trying to go around the product and try to read the product and try to understand that. So this is another example. So this is the VR thing what I was trying to tell you. And a small, apart from the overall experience, we've also built in a small cafe as a part of the thing. So finally, you want to have a casual meeting, a casual discussion with the brand people, you can actually sit in the cafe, have a coffee, and you're in a much more relaxed mental state to finalize the products. So another aspect what we want to part of our learning again is that architecture augmented with storytelling. So how storytelling adds a lot of value to the customer journey and the experience in the retail store journey. So this is the store. We have been working with Mokobara from the day one of their brand journey. All the stores in India are designed and handled by us. This is the new store which they have opened in Dubai. This is the first of 6 stores they will be opening in Dubai, and this is just opened about 10 days back in Dubai. So here, if you look at it, we are talking the language of storytelling, product storytelling, and also the main the storytelling about the brand itself as a part of the overall journey. And even if you look at it, the overall look and feel has been designed in such a way that we don't want to make it look like a very serious buying thing, because travel is all about fun. So we want to bring that fun aspect as a part of the overall look and feel. And also most of these bags, again, if you look at overall customers they have currently, more than 60% of their customers are the young customers or the millennial customers who want to keep traveling. So we try to, if you look at the colors of their product, various aspects, the highlight of their products, they're all designed more for the young customer. So the overall store also is designed keeping that in mind. So this is another retailer from Bangalore, very well known, very old retailer called Mysore Sari Udyog. They apart from being in Bangalore, they've started opening up. They want to expand in South India. This is a 16,000 square feet store in Jubilee Hills in Hyderabad, road number 36. So being a traditional retailer, traditional with a modern outlook, the overall look and feel also, what we worked is trying to bring the global palette, global simple palette with a lot of highlights and lot of accents of Indian culture and architecture as a part of the look and feel. Again, one important aspect what we created is, and which we believe is very relevant in today's overall experience, is trying to create multifunctional spaces within the store. We believe that if you want more engagement, more interaction with the customer, you can have, I know in small stores it's not possible, but at least in medium sized stores, it is possible to kind of allocate a small space as a part of the store to make it as a multifunctional space. So the ground floor, which the space what you're looking at, the double light area and slightly beyond, this is again a multifunctional space for all their launches, product launches and any other gatherings they would like to do, or anything based on event based on a particular thing. Say for example for Diwali they would like to have a small event which is happening as a part of the store. All that happens in this multifunctional space. So if you look at it, the overall tonality is very earthy, very grounded, to keep in tune with the brand itself and more relevant to the young audience today. So this is the space I was saying. This is almost about 750 square feet store, which also become like a VM point or a hotspot within the store. But apart from that, also becomes a multifunctional space. There are multiple aspects what we try to integrate within the store again, is creating family lounges as a part of the shopping, because here when the customer comes for shopping, on an average they spend anywhere between 2 to 3 hours as a part of the shopping experience. So especially when they come for wedding shopping, they would require a dedicated space and privacy to do their shopping. So one is you can actually call the store and online also you could actually book a slot, a particular slot. They will allow you to do that, and you can book the slot in your name, and that particular area would be dedicated for you. Or if you want to also walk in as a part of the want to walk in within the store and then ask for a lounge also, that also is possible. But again, depends on if it is free. If there are multiple people who would have taken, then it's a little challenge, because still we have about 6 lounges, 6 lounges, yeah. There are 6 lounges as a part of the overall store. So all the elements what we have designed, again keeping with the trend of what you call modernity with accentuated by Indian architectural elements. We also have a Karigar zone. For example, you buy a sari and you want to get it embellished. You want a particular kind of embellishment done as a part of the thing. You can actually sit there. There are stylists in the store. They will understand what is your requirement. They will also showcase you a catalog of various treatments which can be done. And normally all this was happening back end. So what we told the customer again as a part of our interaction with the customer is bring that to the forefront. Let the other customers who are shopping also know what is being done, because that will add a lot of value to the overall customer experience and also try to entice the customer to convert. So this really has added value to them, bringing the entire Karigar zone to the forefront. Earlier it was in their back end. So the third example which I would like to showcase here again is value augmented with experience. So we always believe and think that the moment we talk about value, it means that there's not much of experience. Okay, so because you're actually selling value products, the margins are thinner, so investments are lower. But we've always have the strong advocacy for creating good experiences, because we believe that value, there are multiple brands who are selling value products today. But what will differentiate, see, yes, there are product differentiation, no doubt about that, but what is the main differentiator, why I should come back to your store and become your become your customer back again, is that how are you creating the experience as a part of the store. So we had a lot of learnings through international experience, international stores also. Primark is one example. In fact, we also are tied up with Dalziel and Poe, London-based global design agency from the last 15 years. And Primark was designed by Dalziel and Poe from London throughout Europe. And what we learnt as a part of our, when we visited their stores and everything is, even if it is a value store, try and give better experience to the customer so that the customer has an urge to come back. One is your product is definitely good, that you are confident, but there are multiple brands giving you good products for that particular value. But what is that which will make the customer come back is not just the product and the value is only up to a certain extent. Beyond that is the experience what you create within the store. So we try to bring a lot of learnings internationally and what we have learned throughout our journey in this store. This is Value Zone Hypermart store. This is one single plate, 1 lakh square feet store in Hyderabad. It's in the outskirts of Hyderabad. This is a part of the RS Brothers group. Large format store where you have from food and grocery to literally every other aspect of every other product in lifestyle and fashion. So, but all in value. So, they all also have multi-brand outlets for brands, multi-brand outlets for like a factory outlet where they sell at discounted prices for all the brands. Apart from that, they also have their own line of non-branded products. So if you look at it again in this, though it was a warehouse, it was an Amazon warehouse which was about 500 feet by 200 feet. So the facade, if you see in the beginning, it's a 500 feet by 200 facade which is facing the street. So we had to convert this Amazon warehouse into a retail store. Okay, and that's where we got one single plate of 1 lakh square feet. So we brought about creating a good customer experience. We brought in various aspects. When we studied the site, it was almost from the main city, where the Hyderabad ends, it was about 4 kilometers away from that particular point. So even if you want to have lunch, there's nothing around it. You'll have to travel minimum 4 kilometers to go and have food. So what we told them is, and since it is in the entry point of the Bombay-Hyderabad highway, so we told them that you should have a food court where you can actually, not only for the people who are driving back to Hyderabad or entering Hyderabad, you can bring that customer also. When they come in for the food court, automatically they will try and step into the store also, because when you have a retail as a part of a food court, the other way around, it's a retail first, but the food court added as a magnet to bring in the highway customers. One is that, and two is we created a play area for kids. So for example, you come, you don't know about the brand because it's a new brand, first time brand, you don't know about the brand, you enter the store and you realize that, okay, I can do a lot of shopping. If you have your kids, you can actually leave them in the play area. So we have close to about 7,000 square feet of play area as a part of the entire retail store, because again it's in the outskirts, so you can't leave your kids and you can't shop with kids along. All of us know that. So we added that also as a part of the thing. Car park is not at all a problem because being a warehouse, there's a lot of open space. The car park for almost about 600 cars, so that was never an issue. So if you look at it, the overall look and feel, we have not created this as a regular values format store which you see currently in the market. With all due respect, we believe that we have to make visually and experiential wise enhance and give a better experience to the customer. Actually, this store is close to 1 year, 3 months now old, and in the first year of the business, they have crossed about 180 crores of turnover in one store. So the complete planning to overall experience elements, design, graphics and communication, everything has been designed by us as a part of the store experience and integrated. So you see the trial room zone, we have not done it like a regular trial room. So the overall experience, even though it's a value store, is quite enhanced experience. A lot of ceiling elements because the roof is almost this high. So visually, if you need to connect, we kind of color coded the entire zones, different zones of the shopping areas, and visually designed elements where you can connect, because my eye always, when you're in a higher area, your vision goes up. So you need to connect through that color coding and the visual elements which are designed as a part of the ceiling. Yeah, so these were the three different examples or different categories of examples what we are learnings through our projects. And quickly to take you about us, we are a 24-year-old company. We have 200 plus clients. Actually, this is slightly a little old data, and we work in, apart from India, we work in 6 other countries also. We are a multidisciplinary experience design and rollout management company. Currently, our team is about 67 with the designers, architects, interior designers, project team, etc. And on an average, leaving the 2 COVID years, on an average, we have been delivering 600 plus projects pan-India every year. So a lot of regional clients we work with, not just in the south, but in the east as far as Guwahati also. And a lot of corporate clients as well. Thanks. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to take them.
I want to ask you one thing. Like nowadays, people are facing a problem of capex. More capex would be there, even if they want the same feeling about the customers, like the premiumness. So, do you think that, like, if we will give you a capex about whatever amount would be, and are you able to get option regarding that with their premiumness about the customer experience, and to get into it and get a feel about it, look and feel, as well as the technology including in build?
Yeah. See, normally when we're talking about store build cost, where we are worried about capex, most of the value stores today fall in the kind of region of about 1800 to 2000 rupees per square foot for the interior build cost. That's normally the trend in the market today. But what we all miss is that value can be assured or kind of enhanced, can be definitely done, but how are we bringing the brand experience as a part of the customer journey? So what we believe is an optimal spend. We don't believe in either it is too much or neither low. I think every brand has an optimal point where they need to spend that much to ensure. See, today's customers are, all of us know, there's not, I'm trying to teach anybody here, but customers don't have loyalty. Majority of the customers don't have loyalty for brands. What they get best, they move to that brand. I'm talking majority of the customers. There's a small bracket of customers who stay loyal to certain brands. That is fine. But I'm talking majorly that loyalty is not there in India. So what are you looking at? That's where I was talking to you about multiple brands. I don't want to name the brands here, but multiple brands are sure that our products are high quality, even though it's value, it's high quality. So when you are on par with, say there are 4 or 5 brands, it can be store brand or it can be product brand, offering the same kind of or similar kind of quality, similar kind of price points, styling, etc., because you're almost catering to the same target audience. Then what is the differentiation you're creating to the customer? The most important is the customer journey and experience. Otherwise, why should I come back? Being a devil's advocate, what I normally ask my customers, please tell me why a customer should come back to you. Okay, first time I would come, experience, buy, but again, why should I come back? So that is where we believe that, so we always, when we give a budget to the customer, one is the store build cost, answering your question right now. Second thing is we also tell them that there is we believe to create the optimal experience and customer journey, this is a slightly, say, 10% on the overall cost or 15% on overall cost. This is what we suggest to you. Okay, you should invest, because that is where you are bringing back the customer again and again to the store. It's finally the decision of the, yes, with all due respect, we also have customers to agree to it. There are customers who say, no, right now we do not want to do it. So it's a choice, but we put forward that as a part of our offering to the customer, because we believe that extra this 10-15% of investment takes the brand a long way forward.
I have a question, actually two. One is on product density and one is on ASP. So I think as we heard in the morning about quick commerce trying to take away a lot of the business and how you would have to change your store to give a certain kind of experience beyond just the product. So in view of that, do you think the product density of stores will keep decreasing because to put these experiences into the store? And if yes, then how? I think the second question is in a multi-category store where there are products of different ASPs. So for us, it starts from 99 and goes up to till like 45,000. How should you treat the VM differently for different kind of product ASPs?
Yeah. So answering your first question, you want to answer that? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think product densities cannot go down. Businesses don't work without that. I think the whole trick here is about the visual merchandising, how you organize the store. So many brands say that there is a certain experience that you have in an online store. It's very well organized, helps you browse, help you find, sometimes even filter. So customers are used to this online, very structured way of navigating stores' offerings. So we try and build that in, so that technology comes in to, to be able to find what you want and give you consultative information. So we don't believe that you should take away the merchandise. Like you rightly said, quick commerce is because of the availability of a huge range. And the experience is this, finding the product, trying it out. Like trial rooms, things, many stores compromise that. We do believe that give it a little bit of extra space to give that great experience for trying the product. Like Mokobara, you see, even the table which we designed, it was very scientifically done, looking at the largest bag when you open it out. Because customer behavior is that they come in, somebody browses and understands the product online, then the spouse or the friend is in the store, and I've seen that happen. So they are doing a video conference and saying that somebody is asking that, dikhao, zip khol ke dikhao, ye dikhao. So the table needs to be, so all these things have to be, kind of inbuilt. Definitely not reduce the merchandise density, but it helps also to show what is trending in that melee, like what Primark does. If you see Primark stores, the first 300 square feet is all about trending products. So they take out trending products and put it together and saying, this is what we are saying is trending, other customers are buying. So these kind of little, visual merchandising interventions help deliver business. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and also answering your second question with respect to you have products from 49 going all the way. So obviously that is based on, zoning becomes a very important aspect of a part of store design. So obviously the lower range products, the value products or the lower range products are always in the beginning to create that right, mental feel for the customer to, so that it doesn't intimidate him, and then you gradually take on, it's kind of diverging your overall portfolio and saying that, okay, I also have products which are premium, and you create separate zones. For example, if you have 45,000 rupees is definitely in the premium or luxury category of products. So we have a separate zone for that, and so that the customers there are having enough privacy and the customers outside don't feel intimidated about, if they want, they will enter that zone. Otherwise, they don't get into that zone. So I think zoning becomes a very, very important aspect, and also mapping the customer journey. Where do you want that particular zone to be put? Which floor or which particular part of the floor plan you want that? That becomes a very important aspect in the overall planning, which we discuss with the brand. And there's a lot of, for us the initial part what we do is the zoning planning, and we call it as design direction. That is a very, very important or the foundational aspect of the store design itself, because a lot of inputs we take from the business. It's not that blindly we do, a lot of inputs are taken from the business. We also try to understand the category of products which are fast selling and which the particular brand is known for. There are certain brands, like people close their eyes and say that I want this particular product in this brand. It's there in the mind of the customer. So those kind of products, normally we try to push it back, we don't push it in the front, because we would like the customer to travel a little more distance, and as a part of that try to see other products as well. So those kind of interactions or those kind of in the initial level of the design we have with the customers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
So a close watcher into this D2C space, wherein off late we are seeing a lot of new D2C brands experimenting with a lot of colors. For example, taking your Mokobara example,
Yeah.
I see that's a very vibrant colors which are being used, and similarly for a couple of more brands, which obviously I would not like to take the names, but what we've been seeing, they've been fairly successful in terms of customer excitement and building a lot of loyalty towards them. So do you have any understanding pertaining to if any brand which is, say, wanting to launch, what is the kind of insights in terms of the colors, in terms of the internal store colors which one should go for? What are the thought process behind that? Is there any understanding or maybe insights from the international market which probably could be helpful for us?
I think one of the key things is to bring brand signature.
Yeah.
Because in a very crowded market, one should be like what Starbucks, traditionally what people like Starbucks, Tiffany's, all have done that. I think color plays a very, very, very important role in a store. It's like Mokobara has the sunny yellow color. So that's something that you enhance, but not on the face. So that's very important. So from far when you see the color or a certain shape, then you know that that's the brand. So signature for the brand is extremely important.
So who decides that? Are you guys also going
Yes.
to be, advocating that?
Yes,
or is
yes,
it the
yes.
brand call
Yeah.
that I want to keep this?
No, I think brand does say that what is the signature of the brand which they're using across other channels.
Right.
Then we have to see how we want to leverage that and interpret that into the physical space. And if the brand says, let's say, casual,
Right.
then we need to bring in also architectural materials that connote casualness. Or they say it is very sharp, or they say it's very outdoor, like what we have done in brands like Wildcraft. We brought in elements, but the brand color is extremely important to keep repeating into the store. Very very, what do you call, tactfully. We can't do it like a POP, not like a label design, right? Yeah.
Makes
So that's a fun part in this.
Yeah, sure.
Just have one question. I think you that brilliantly have done that augmented reality, right? Trying out that wedding suits. Um, does that impact a lot of conversion at the store? I mean, if you have any data point to give on that
Yeah.
for this particular brand that you've done.
Yeah, Raya, based on what the client has told us, they're within a year of their store opening, compared to any other store, they have been doing almost 26% better sales than what they were doing in a regular store. So they have 4 stores right now. In Pune, they have 4 stores. Out of Pune, this is their first store in Indore. Though the brand is not so well known in Indore and they're kind of launching it, numbers wise, what a Pune store does, they are doing 26% better in Indore.
And what is the Primark equivalent of in India?
Primark equivalent.
Yeah.
Zudio.
Zudio.
Zudio. Yeah, as far as
I was
product,
just about to say that I think Zudio is more or less like Primark.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
but with the product line, yes, definitely with the product line and product quality, no doubt about that. I think, but not with the store
design.
experience.
Yeah, yeah. They are one level up. Couple of levels up.
Couples of levels up. In fact, if
Lot
you
of
visit
bling.
a Primark store,
Yeah,
most of their products are like 8 euros, 10 euros, okay, or say in pounds it is about 12 pounds, 7 pounds, 6 pounds.
Yeah.
So if you see, it is more or less similar to what today Zudio is kind of selling their product range, but the experience is far, far, far more
Yeah, yeah.
enhanced, because
That's
that is what drives the customer to come back again and again. See, today entertainment, I mean, we talk about, that's why all of us know, retailtainment is a word which is very relevant today. So retail and entertainment put together. So how are we bringing those aspects into the store to ensure that this is not just one shopping, but it is an overall experience. So I think that Primark has done wonderfully well.
Any input on any data point on this value zone? Any retention rate? Is it improving because of this new design that you've brought in?
See, we've, as I told you, I mean, it's just 1 year, 3 months kind of a thing. So, month on month, they have grown, and in fact, the first store, as close to 180 crores is what they've done the sales in 1 year. So, we've just recently opened another store for them in Hyderabad of 1.65 lakh square feet, which is just about a month and a half old. So, I don't have any data on that yet.
Hello. Yeah. Since the debate of capex has come earlier, and in your presentation, I've seen the eco-friendly furniture is what you were talking about. I just wanted to know how much of your designs, I mean, how much percentage of your designs utilize reusable furniture?
See, it is right now the eco-friendly market, or what you call the upcycled market, is growing, no doubt about that, but it is not fully in vogue, because generally the capex involvement in trying to create a green store. Okay, we have done multiple stores like Godrej flagship store in Vikhroli here in Mumbai. We have done the MI Experience Center in Indranagar 100 feet road, which are IGBC gold certified interiors, not just the building, the interiors are also IGBC gold certified. So we have an external consultant to work with us when we are doing these kind of stores, but the general capex is about 25 to 30% higher to create a green store. Okay, because there are various parameters. For example, IGBC says that if you want to buy tiles, or if you buy any product, if you want gold certification, you need to buy the product within 150 kilometers of the product being manufactured. Okay, so I can't look at a tile which is imported from Spain, I'm just giving an example, or say manufactured in some other part of the country. So we need to try to get a lot of materials within 150 kilometers radius, so that the carbon footprint is much, much more lower. So generally the capex for creating a green certified or eco-friendly store is slightly higher, but it is gradually picking up. There's another client, I can't disclose the name because we have signed an NDA with them, who are into supermarkets. The chain of supermarkets in South, who they want to do completely eco-friendly stores, because they sell a lot of organic products as a part of their store. So since the products are organic, they also want to create the overall look and feel. So there we are using a lot of recycled material. So we buy a lot of material, for example, wood from the recycled market, metal from the recycled market. So trying to reduce the carbon footprint. And another important aspect which we have tried to integrate is each of the store is about 2 to 3,000 square feet size. So one important aspect which we have told as a part of our design presentation is that we will set up a solar panel in the rooftop. Most of their stores are not in malls, they are in neighborhoods. So they are taking independent buildings to set up their stores. So we have told them that please talk to the landlord and try to get the terrace space. So if say they want to use the terrace also, we try to put up a temporary roof on which the entire solar panels will be installed, and entire lighting aspect, if not AC. I know to in a small footprint of building to get the entire electrical load through solar panel is very difficult, but at least we want to solve one aspect of the thing. So we have tried to integrate elements like that which makes the store really green. It's not just by saying material and finish. Obviously that is directly available today. It's not a rocket science, but we also want to integrate practical aspects to make the brand green.
So one major saving that can be done is in OPEX. This is in the power consumption, power and water in case there is also water required. So now there is lighting technology also which gives you the same lux levels with 1/3 the light fixtures.
Exactly.
So each light fixture might be 20% more, but overall the number of light fixtures are only about 1/3. And therefore your wiring cost, your capex, OPEX can be drastically reduced. If you go for standard lighting, put a grid of 2x2 or whatever, that can really be, you may think you're actually saving, but overall you would be. So
I'll give you one
power
example
is a,
again of value zone. When we were working with value zone, when we do the complete lighting design and lighting layout, we normally check the lux levels. So we actually got the lighting pitched by 3 companies, Philips, Gardler and one more company. So they all did mock-ups as a part of the store, and we compared with respect to lux levels, which is normally done, but nobody talks about watt per square feet. Okay, so when you do the complete lighting plan and look at the comparison of watt per square feet, okay, we realized that out of the 3 companies, I do not want to tell who was high or who was low because it will be like bad mouthing them, but there was dramatic difference between the 3. Like if you convert that into units, consumption per day, say the store operates for 12 hours from morning 9 o'clock to night 9 o'clock, and convert that into units per day and units per month, and the cost, initial capex cost for lighting, the difference between the lowest and the highest was close to about 18 lakh rupees. Okay. After negotiation, it came down to about 10 lakh rupees. So the client was obviously trying to veer away into going to the lowest person. So that is, they asked us that shall we go ahead and close this. So he said, sir, it is not important that you only look at capex. It is very important that you look at watt per square feet and the energy consumption per month. When we did that comparison, we realized the person who is giving the lowest, or the company who is giving the lowest, his consumption per month, the electricity bill was to be 2.5 lakh rupees more. Why? Because the lights what he was providing is of lower lumen per watt. Okay, and the other guy whose cost was slightly higher, or 10 lakh rupees higher, was giving where I would reduce every month's bill by 2.5 lakhs. So if you take the average age of your store, or sorry, life of the light fixture, say 5 years, just assume 5 years, every month 2.5 lakhs into 5 years is the overall costing what you would do. So we normally don't believe in comparing only capex for capex. That's where I talk about optimal cost. When I was answering his question, I never spoke about only value for the sake of value. So we always try to balance between capex and opex, so that it's not just your initial investment, your running cost also has to be reduced as far as possible.
Yeah. One more question I want to ask you. You are only doing the designing only, or like with the from beginning to till end of the day project, like whatever the material, what would be the things would be, you can say we have to acquire or whatever we have to do it. So you are doing only designing or whole
No,
project
we are a
would
complete, we provide end-to-end solutions.
be okay.
Design is our main forte. Apart from design, we do the complete technical aspect, selection of materials, prototyping of furniture, finalizing the lighting. Every aspect of the physical store is including the facade, material, finalization of vendors in line with the, along with the customer. All that is done, and throughout the project we do hand holding. So there are two offerings what we give. One is design and supervision, or design and project management. Depending upon what the customer wants, if they want us only supervision, they have their own project team, internal project team, then we will not do project management. We will only do supervision, and there will be fixed what you call site visits and site meetings, where we, if there is anything which is not being followed as per design and drawings, we escalate that. But if somebody, say a particular retailer doesn't have their own internal team and they want us to handle the entire project because we want to stick to timelines and also cost, then we manage the project also. We don't do execution, at all. But apart from, 4D, we do only design and services basically. And we also have one more sister company called Space Design Fixtures, where we are a fixture, we do the complete fixture manufacturing. So we have a 1.5 lakh square feet factory in Bangalore, state-of-art factory, and we, apart from providing to many clients in India the furniture fixtures, we also export to 6 other countries. Like the countries where we are working, we also export.
And what about maintenance? What he asked about it, about the timeline, about whatever the fixtures would be recycling, that is regarding the green, whichever you are using for the green field. But that should be reusable if I want to scrap within a 3 years, right? How much part would be reusable? What you thought about it on that case?
See, normally what we are experienced with most of the retailers is the life of retail fit outs or fixtures is about 5 years, where they write off as a part of their balance sheet. But there are clients who retain the fixtures. Say for example, a particular store, what you have designed or what you have opened is not working for some reason. Say 1 year or 1.5 years down the line, you close the store. Normally what we take back from the leaving the fixed elements like fall ceiling, flooring, or any paneling work which is done, which is close to about 35-40% of the overall build cost. Close to 60% of the material you can actually reuse and take it back and use it in some other store. So we have also supported as a part of our furniture company, where clients have told us, you please remove the fixtures from here, you keep it in your warehouse, and next time I give you a project, use the same fixtures. So we only charge the installation, packing, and those kind of costs, whatever is the incidental costs, we charge that. See, being in this line, we'll have to be flexible to customers' requirements. You can't be too hard about, okay, no, I won't do this, I won't do that. So whatever is falling within our purview of our scope of work, we normally handle that.
About deadline, what you talk about it, like generally what happened, like 45 days or 60 days the people are giving for the fit out period. So in that particular time, designing also you have to do, and also impart the furniture also.
Yeah,
So all the things to be together, you have to work it. So you have
normally we request clients, say the first creating a store identity to getting the first store ready. Say for example up to 2000 square feet, I won't talk about large format stores, say up to 2000 square feet size of a store. Normally it takes about 3 to 3.5 months overall. I am talking between design to delivery of the first store. So in that, store build time is about 60 days, and we will require about 45 days minimum for our design drawings, trying to get the finalize everything, because that is very, very important aspect of overall expansion program. Otherwise, you normally, so we tell the client before you actually sign the site, please give us 1 month heads up so that we can start the design, and once the site is finalized, we can take the design and adapt it to that particular site and quickly move on, so that you are not losing money on dead rent.
Just one question here. It's easier to do a fresh design and the customer experience, what you are saying, for a new store. That's one. Second, many elements what I could able to see here with the 1 lakh square feet, which is possible up to certain extent, but not in a place where real estate is very heavy and you are there to optimize the space as well.
Yeah.
So it's a cost, whether you want to go with the experience kind of a thing or whether you want to utilize it in the merchandise display and going for the overall selling space. That's there. My one query is that had you done any examples where you had taken it as a part of store improvement? So let's say a retail chain who does have some 500 plus stores here already available. There might be some 100 stores which are not performing at par as it is. So bigger interest remains instead of going for a new design, which is largely going to be decided basis multiple factors going forward. But for those stores where you can give customized solution to improve performance of that existing store with the capex involvement, of course. So any such examples with the break-even period come as a capex whatever is being utilized. So these examples may work for the retailers who are already in a big size and dealing with the refit kind of a situation where we are doing it by our own brains and some value add can come where you can say that these are the proven cases where we had taken 50 stores and performance has gone from X plus 20, X plus 30% kind of a thing and entire money whatever you had invested has come back in 2 or 3 years time. So this is something I think makes sense for me.
Yes, I think it's a relevant question in current, especially current situation or current times. Yes, we have done stores like, for example, existing brands where we have worked, say a store which is 3-4 years old and the client doesn't want to reinvest and remove the entire look and feel. We have already enhanced the look to a new identity. Say I'll give you an example of brands like Chumbak or where we had done a particular concept. It was there for about 2.5-3 years. Their entire product category changed as they evolved during the process, and the new stores had a different, though the overall language was same, but the look and feel had changed. So we have done a lot of projects like this where without complete investment into the store build, we have done what we call it as enhancement to the existing stores. And one is enhancement for change of products, one is enhancement for the look or being more relevant to the target customer during that particular point of time. So we have done multiple stores like that. See, that's where I was mentioning, being in retail for 24 years as a company, you cannot be held upon saying that, okay, I will give you only new design solutions. If you want to work with clients, the challenge is to how to encounter such kind of what you mentioned just now, how to take those challenges, prove it, and then move ahead. Say down the line, you work with that client to create a new concept. So we have done.
If there are cases which say this, it will interest many more companies because this challenge is very common to every big retailer who is having presence since last 15-16 years and having multiple stores. Yeah. So if it's data driven, then it makes sense because else what we do, whenever we are doing renovation or refit, what we do, we make it closer to the newer identity and leave it at there, whatever best possible.
Right.
But no, as you had mentioned, complete refit is not possible many a times because the sales potential itself is not there. Yes. But investing some 20-30% of that amount of entire store setup and taking it to the next level, that is the art where we all are looking at.
So I think it's not just about the cosmetics of the store, cosmetics change. I think it's all about the experience. Many people do want to relook at the store, so you may not need to spend, you might have to do a little bit of rearrangement, bring in more visual merchandising, more communication, some amount of technology, and then one part is cosmetic, but the experience part is something what usually brands ask for, which needs again understanding the customer journey and what the brand stands for and things like that. So it's possible to do.
Possible, and we have done it also. We have done it with our own clients. Multiple clients we have done this. Yeah. See, there are clients we are working with them for like close to 15-16 years. So when you have that kind of a long journey with the client, it's not that all stores will be new stores.
So Wildcraft we did that.
Yeah, Wildcraft is another classic example.
It moved from outdoor gear to head to toe, outfitting. So then they were also launching luggage. They were launching more apparel, footwear. So we had to kind of bring the look of the store had to change without changing the essence, the ethos of the brand's look and feel, right? We upgraded some of the materials and did that.
This is a typical case where you are saying product portfolio itself got enhanced, diversified and dense thing.
Correct.
I'm talking about brands which are not much differentiated in terms of product as such.
That's fine.
It is having a similar product category which is well accepted by the customer. Though enhancements are there in the brands and other things, elements had been added, but not as such newer categories got added there.
Absolutely.
So
But it
bigger
look
challenge
more,
remains there because merchandising anyway you keep upgrading as per that. The only thing what you had mentioned right now, layouting, relayouting we do multiple times. With every new season you do it. The bigger thing, actual feel of the customer should get changed. He should
absolutely.
find out that something drastic happened. That happens usually when you go for a complete refit. You demolish entire thing and do it new, that's very but obvious. But how to deal with where you don't want to invest that much? With 20% of cost, if you can change that feel and experience, then customer gets a newer feel to visit that store.
I think legacy brands have this problem because then the newer generation doesn't want to shop where their parents shopped. So you might have to make the brand look much more younger, rebranding, so that the tonality of the brand's communication needs to become younger.
Recruiting new set of customers also.
Yes, yes.
That's something.
And also, like when, for example, say you have designed the store, say 5 years ago, and there's a new identity which you have created, even with the same range of products. There's a new identity, and there are a couple of stores you open in the new identity. If it is received very well, there are a lot of customers who come back and say, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money in renovating my earlier stores. Tell me how I can use certain elements of my new identity and refit it, retrofit it back into my existing store and try to create a look which is a little more aligned to the new identity. That's what I was trying to say. There are multiple brands we have worked like that, where without even changing the product line, like there may be, like what Surender gave an example of Wildcraft, the product line changed, but there are brands where we have not changed the product line dramatically, maybe 5-10% of product line may have changed, but we have also tried to bring a lot of new element from the new identity, retrofit it into the old stores. There are, say, stores, say 2 years old. They do, obviously they do not want to rework on that particular store. So we have done that retrofit. And another classic example, when we were part of Vodafone, okay, we were the national architects for Vodafone for 16 years. Okay, Vodafone in 16 years had 3 identities. When it got took over by Vodafone International, and then there was a collaboration here multiple times. So a lot of stores, what we did for Vodafone, new stores, new identity, fine. But the older stores, we had to do a retrofitting, which was matching the new identity to a large extent, and try to overall kind of align it. So I think that's another big example where I can tell you where we have done this nationally, not just 1 or 2 stores. We have done close to 300-400 stores of upgrading.
Hi. So, what's your take on the expiry of the design for that legacy stores kind of a thing, where we have a big flagship stores, investing a lot of money into that? What's the ideal expiry, period for that particular thing, as per according to the design of that product?
So I think newer stores now enable the store to be restaged. So you can do present new stories. So stores like those days were very much more fixed. Right now, the furniture is also made in such a way it can be restageable. So every time they come, we have a different story. That helps the brand to sustain much longer. So the more restageable a store is, like digital communication or fixtures that can be reconfigured, like Shyam showed that thing of, you change it into a place where you can have community events and things like that. That makes the store, like Lululemon does that very, very successfully.
No,
to
so
bring in new things.
again, there should be an expiry of that particular design. So what I'm talking about the expiry date of that.
Yeah, I think 5.
5
I think
years.
now
5
it's
to
become
6
3 years.
5 years, 5
For
to
the
6
flagship
years.
store as well, where we are
See,
investing,
if you are looking at a large
crores of
store,
rupees.
normally the life is about 8 years. Okay, when we are talking about large format stores. But yes, like what the gentleman was telling, we need to kind of do small enhancements.
Cosmetic changes kind of thing.
Small enhancements, like depending upon the particular point in time you are. What is more relevant to that customer at that point in time, we need to do those enhancements obviously. With that you can kind of take the life to about 8 years. But
And also how you control the capex cost when it is, not on the high street or not on the own property kind of a thing, but it's a leasable model of 4 years, 5 years or 9 years kind of a thing.
yeah, see, normally most of the lease, whatever you encounter is about 9 years. Okay, so we try to ensure that, obviously it depends on business of the brand, but the target budget is given to us based on to try and ensure that the brand recovers their money within 3 years. Okay, most of the clients always insist us that whatever I've invested into the store setup or store build, I need to get back within 3 years, and after 3 years I have to become profitable. That's the final cutoff. There are brands who work in 1.5 2 years also. That's a different thing. So what we are trying to do, like what Surender was talking about, stageability of your what do you call showroom, we are trying to invest lesser into the site, okay, because what you put onto the site will never come back.
Right.
But what you put on to loose elements which can be moved away from the site, you can use it, repurpose it, reuse it, and do a lot of things. So if you look at it generally, that is where we are talking about elements which are stageable, elements which are not fixed to a large extent. Okay, and also too is that where these elements also are flexible to an extent where tomorrow you want to add something to it, can be easily added. So when we are designing the fixtures today, we not just take care of the immediate requirement, we also take care of, for example, I'll give you, depending upon understanding the product, we insist certain clients to go with electrified fixtures. I'll give you the reason why. If we see that this particular brand is more online dominated, that is their online presence is very strong, and they have set up the store now as a part of their what do you call seamless connective presence. We insist that you please go with certain, at least certain category of products, go with electrified fixtures. Why? Because you are investing slightly more in the beginning, but tomorrow you want to bring in any technology elements, you don't have to redo the wiring, you don't have to do a lot of stuff which you are going to spend more money on. So you can just plug and play things within the existing fixtures. So depending upon the brand and depending upon what whether their online presence is more or what is that because that's where the initial interaction becomes very, very important to understand what is their next immediate 3 years, what are their plans, what is the brand planning for the next 3 years. So we try to understand that and at least plan the entire store and fixtures based on that.
So also for different tiers of market, there are different formats of the store. The same ID gets transformed. You look at A type for metros where the sales are higher, and your capex can be higher there because sales are higher. But when you go into franchisee model, you go into smaller towns where your sales are lower, you can't use the same capex here. So it kind of gets,
Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
So
That's
for the
so
2-tier
important.
and 3-tier cities, what we do is basically an open ceiling and a very raw kind of a stores where we have less maintenance costs as well.
Correct.
So this is something we do.
Yeah, and also because franchisees also want to invest less.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for your time and thanks for again accepting our invite and being a part of this roundtable. So we look forward to interact with you further.
Thank you very much.